Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we were working on getting our troops spread out a bit here, and I'll be honest, I've forgotten what troops go with what army. I think all of these are the same army, and this as well. I think these are the same army, and I think these are the same army. But I may be wrong about that, and if I am, we'll have to rebalance them afterwards. That's okay. But what we're currently trying to do is stop the Somali patriots from having their forts. So for the time being, we've got these guys coming in. I believe those are going to this army. So we need to send some additional cannon down over here. And we do have one on the way. I don't actually know where these are going. So let's give it a bit. We do have some time before these end up popping. Not a huge amount of time, but like a little under a year. So that seems fine. Let's see what this ends up looking like. Even if we have to siege 2 locations, that's not so bad. So yeah, these guys are going here for sure. There we go. And the question is that enough? No, is the answer. So let's go ahead and get a second unit of cannon coming over here. There we go. And that will be just fine. So with those guys on the way over, hopefully that will be enough to stop this area from rebelling. Now, we know that this area is good, and we could think about pulling 1 unit out of here. So what that would end up meaning is we would want to split out 1 of these and just bring them up. This might mean that neither of these are covered at this point. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, we'll give it to the month tick. It hasn't updated yet. We're also not researching anything. We should be doing that, and let's see what we want to grab here. I guess exploration that we're not doing. That'll be fine. Okay, I'll group these together. There we go. We'll give it a month tick, which is also a year tick. There we go. And where are we looking here? So yeah, now neither of these are covered. So to that end, I'm going to say that that is necessary. We're going to move these guys back over here then. This is necessary to be here. We also, of course, need to bring in more cannon, and these guys, they need an additional cannon unit, I'm pretty sure. So we'll get another unit coming in over here. Cool. So now this should be back to being under control once it updates anyway. This is currently now showing as no longer under control out over here. So that's noted. I believe we need cannon units out over here as well now. So I'm just going to build one. If we get this wrong, we can adjust them later. But for the time being, we'll get a cannon unit coming in out over here. Okay. So hopefully, once this updates, things will look a little bit better for us. Kind of doesn't. It kind of doesn't. We've got 4 fort areas over here that are currently not covered. I wonder if we can pull a unit out of here, at least a cannon unit, but I'm going to just leave that be for the time being. So we know that we have 1 coming in over here. I'm going to bring in 1 just joined here. I'm going to bring in a cannon unit over here. And I'm going to bring 1 in the south as well. So we currently can't recruit this. Oh, we can't afford it. Okay, we'll need to wait for the month tick then. There we go. We can afford this, but the game isn't letting me. I guess we'll refresh this. We need to come back down over here, build our cannon unit. We can afford this, but no, we can't. We're actually short by 10 gold. Okay, we'll get that done on the next month tick. But we are definitely running out of time here, and so we're probably going to have to siege some Somali patriots. Not ideal, but it's understandable. Okay, let's get that going. And eventually, we'll be in a position where this is as good as we want it to be. So apparently our ruler's first cousin died. Okay. So we've got these cannon on the way at this moment, and we can see the Somali patriots are about 3 months away from firing at this moment. So if we take a look at what they've got here, we can see, yeah, this is definitely not ideal in the slightest. We're at least preventing them from spawning on several locations. But by no means is it all of them that we want them to not be on. These two over here were fine, and then they got worse. So presumably that means that we are just not being as effective as we'd like in our assimilation and such. Understandable. So I think I'm going to stop recruiting from here. They're going to spawn on the next month tick, and this is just, it is what it is. Hopefully we have enough to stop at least one of these areas from spawning, but we will see. So there they go. They have now spawned, and no, all of these are indeed a problem. So we need to loop around and back over here, and then around and back over here. These guys around and back, and these guys around and back. And for now, we'll just hang out over here like this. So this force can start taking over areas out over here. There we go. And these guys can just head up over to here for now, while these head on down over to here, and these head over here. So we're going to start up all of these sieges. I'm not concerned about this, to be clear. This is just, I wanted this to go faster than it's going to go, right? So that's understood, and these guys can just come in here for right now. There we go, and we'll get all these sieges underway. So this is interesting. I didn't realize that the fort was down here. I think I missed this. Regardless, it doesn't matter. So this is fine. We've got these sieges underway. We're going to take this and then move in down over here. This siege is underway, and we'll get all of this under control shortly. They keep threatening to attack us over here, but it's not going to go well. So down this direction, we can have this force head up over to here. And then this force is also going to group up over there. I believe that is all of this army. So we'll just have them hang out over there for now. Our occupation up over here is now done, and we're going to move in over here. They're attacking us here. This is one of those situations where they moved the capital on us. It's very rude of them, but whatever. Okay, so they decided to not attack us here. Fair enough. Okay, so that is stack wiped. No problem there. I'm assuming nobody joined this, right? Yeah, nobody joined this. This is never going to work for them, but whatever. If this is what they want to do, I am going to be upset about it, actually. But I'm going to allow it. We don't have leadership here, but I don't think we need it. I think we win this pretty easily. Yeah. So we win that. That does not stack wipe them, but that's fine. We're grouping this army together here, and then these guys, they're going to finish up their sieges over here pretty soon. So the idea here is that this force is going to head up to here and cap that, because I don't think that's going to get auto-capped. And then this force is going to head over this direction and start capping out over here. Fantastic. So we need to get these sieges done, of course. There's that exploration monthly progress. And next up is going to be local access to raw materials. That actually sounds pretty good. Impacts the production efficiency in this location if the required raw good are made in the same province. Interesting. We'll take that. And we lose 7 stability because there was a comet. Okay. They're going to start capping out over here a little bit, but I don't really care all that much. I'm grouping this force together, and let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9. Okay. Well, that's going to need some expansion. But that's fine. With these sieges underway, that should be okay. And these guys are currently on their way down over here. I want them to make their way this way for right now. These guys, they can head over and meet up over here. And the idea is that this army is going to want to attack this army, which they're currently moving into here. And we'll just chase them up there. We don't have the most morale, but they're a levy force, and so they don't exactly matter. Okay, there we go. And that's a stack wipe. Perfect. So next up, we can head down to El Bur. Fantastic. So the next goal, once we get these guys in here, is that they're going to take over this area, and then they're going to head down and work on this siege. So they're just going to head in over this way. We're going to stack wipe this unit, no problem. And our sieges are progressing nicely at this time. So that looks good. There's a stack wipe there, and we're just going to continue to push down. We'll have this under control shortly. Any moment now. There we go. And now these guys are going to go reinforce this siege force. Next, I'm going to have these guys come down over here and take Mogadishu again, because that is going to be important. Is Somalia planning on joining this? They haven't joined it, which I'm a little surprised, actually, that Somalia didn't join this. I feel like they probably should have, but they definitely did not. Okay. So we'll get all of this capped. The idea here is that these guys are going to take Mogadishu and then take over this siege. And then these forces are going to head up over here. So we're largely grouping our three armies back together is the idea. And I know that we're banking up a lot of money right now. Are we out of... Oh, we are. We no longer have any inflation. So we need to take this to be right about there. I want this to still be dropping a tiny amount of inflation. We could have it at 0.0. We definitely could. We could have it be right here. So this is dropping a very small fractional amount, and that'll be fine. So at this point, we probably do want to spend some of this money. So I'm going to open up the RGO builder. I'm going to clear out the market filter. We're going to go to not fully expanded RGO. And honestly, I think I'm just going to spam this mass expand RGO button because I kind of don't care and I want to get to this war. So we're just going to spam this until our money is gone. There we go. That is a bunch of constructions underway. Okay, so that's looking great. We're going to swap these two units as soon as we're done here. There we go. We're going to hop in here, and then these guys, as soon as we're in place, are going to head up over here. And we are in place, so off we go. We're just handing off that siege. Excellent. This war is functionally over. They might be willing to give up at this point. Let's see if they are. They are. They are willing to give up, and even give us all of their money. So, sure, sounds great. We'll send that demand. And they're back under our control. So now I'm going to send these guys all the way up to here. I'm going to have these guys just continue to hang out here, and then I'm going to group this force together. And we need to take stock of what we have. We might have a bit too much in some of these forces, and that's understood. I'm going to have these guys hang out in, like, Mora for the moment. Okay, so that looks good for the time being. Let's group these together. Let's spend that money that we just had and just expand these RGOs. Wow. Look at that Merca expansion. 2.36? Oh, because the control levels need to drop. Right. In locations like out over here, control levels would be high. Yeah, so control level needs to drop here. You can see this is going to go from 100 to 1.8. So that's why that's happening. We can try to take advantage of that in the short term, but that is going to drop over time, and that's absolutely understood. But I think this is fine. I'm just going to continue to mass expand the RGOs here. There we go. So that's a bunch of construction underway there, and we need these guys to go back to integrating. So they are going to do exactly that. We have these cord. We're going to go back to integrating out here and integrate province. There we go. And integrate province. That's increased province control. Hang on. I want to go into here and integrate province. There we go. So now we're back to integration, and that looks good. I want to take a look at what we've got over here. So we have 4 units of cannon. We've got 2 units of lancers. And then we've got these halberdiers that I would like to get replaced eventually. But I'm not sure how many of them we can replace, because we're limited on our number of these guys that we can have, right? So that's definitely something we need to think about. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units of infantry, 2 units of cavalry, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units of cannon. So we need 1 more unit of cannon here. This guy would join the Burghers estate, and the Burghers would gain 2,000 ducats. Now, the Burghers are the ones who have been building roads. I'm going to send congratulations and hope that they use that money to build roads. So I believe I said we needed one more unit of cannon here. Let me count that again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. We need one more unit of cannon here, and I'm going to recruit that as soon as the month tick comes in. There we go. So that unit of cannon is underway. Now, this down over here, I determined that we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units of infantry, correct numbers of lancers for right now, and then only 4 units of cannon. So we do need to get 6 more cannon for this army, but otherwise, that looks okay. And then for this army, we've got 5... Well, actually, we can just go into here. We've got 8, 2, and 1. So we need 2 more units of infantry for this army, and then we need to start swapping out our infantry units because we have some incorrect infantry units. And then we need a bunch of cannon. I keep forgetting that we can just see our totals in here like this. It's so much more convenient than counting them. So yeah, we definitely need to be doing that. And so this needs to have 2 additional units of infantry. So we're going to get these guys going here. We can get 1 and 2. There we go. So they are going to be heading in up over this way. We finished integrating a province, and Gondar becomes our new capital. No, we're going to take some free stability instead. Thank you very much. So that'll be absolutely fine. Also, I'm noticing we're a little bit high on our cost of court. So I'm just going to bring that back down, but we are a little low on our legitimacy. That's understood. So for the moment, that's fine. I'm noticing that we do actually have a small amount of inflation. So I'm just going to leave us here for the time being. Okay. So that looks good, and I do want to continue to work on these RGOs. There's not very many more of these for us to build, presumably. I'm going to push for economic modernization. That gives us that local access to raw materials immediately, and then we can go for something like, are we actually producing any alum? I'm not convinced that we are. No, I don't think so. Does this lead to anything is the next question. So if we go in here and we go to alum. No, this doesn't lead to anything. Okay, so with that in mind, we can instead go for something like monthly experience decay and ability to go to Cavaliers. That seems okay. We'll definitely do that. And I want to keep building RGOs, so we're definitely going to continue to do that. Wonderful. We'll get a bunch of those online, and that seems good. We're going to have our RGOs maxed quite soon, actually, at this rate. So that's wonderful. And this cabinet slot is not doing anything. We finished our integration there. So we're currently doing an assimilation and a conversion. I'm going to start up another conversion here, and that is going to be out over here. Looks good. Our conversion target is 90%, so that looks fine. Okay, so up over here, we've now got our 10 units of infantry. That looks great. And then we need to start bulking up our number of armor. But I want to hop in here and take a quick peek. We're at 6 out of 33. Okay, so we can actually replace all of these halberdiers with our arquebusiers. I don't think I'm pronouncing either of those correctly, but it's close enough. We can definitely replace all of them because we're targeting 10 per army, and we've got 3 armies. We can have 33 of them. So that seems perfect. Now, we are net negative on our manpower right now. This is because we are reinforcing, but that will change. So I'm actually going to build more barracks, which will increase the number of those infantry that we can have. I'm going to build these in... How many do we even want? Well, I'm going to build a couple of them for right now. Do we care about this? Not really. This is fine. So we're going to grab 1, 2, 3, and then on the month tick, Well, that wasn't the month tick. On the month tick, we're going to get 2 more. I'm going to build 5. So that'll be right about now. There we go. So that looks good, and we'll just let those go. And as we can see, the merchants are, in fact, building roads up over here with that money. I'm very delighted to see that. That's a huge number of roads that are going in. So next up in Lalabella, what do we want to go for? Well, we could certainly think about expanding forest exploitation or increasing our control. I don't know about that. I think expanding forest exploitation is pretty decent. So we are at 29%, 35%. That's not bad. And we can lose spiritual retreats. Seems great. And now this is going to pass. Absolutely wonderful. So next up, what we need to do is we need to start moving out all of these halberdiers. And so that's going to be 9 of them here. Okay, that's pretty significant. So we're going to need to get those changed over. Is there any way to do a change unit type rather than just a flat upgrade? I don't think so. I think we have to disband them and bring in new ones. So that's going to be a pretty lengthy project, but I just want to get them separated out here. So for now, that will do. Similarly, over here, we're going to do the same thing. There we go. So we've got 7 and 3. And then up over here, this is going to be 8 and 2. Okay. That's going to be a lot of money. A whole lot of money. So that is absolutely understood. The question is, do we want to do that now? Or do we want to hold off on that, get our RGO expansion done first, and then do it? The economic power of Mogadishu, huh? 10 ducats? Honestly, sure. The merchants can have 10 ducats. They might put it into building additional roads. I would love to see them building additional roads. So that sounds great. We'll give them 10 ducats. It's fine. I don't care about 10 ducats. If that was like 1,000 ducats, I would still probably make the same decision, actually. As long as it wouldn't put us in debt, which it probably would. And that would be a bit of an issue. We gain 5% support in Parliament. Cool. So that seems excellent. I think for the moment, I am going to continue maxing out our RGOs. So we'll put more money into that. That seems wonderful. There's only so many more of these that we can build. We can build like 2 or 3 per month. I think it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. So we can definitely continue to work on that. We'll get those RGOs expanded. This is going to be a very significant expenditure, but look at all those paved roads that the merchants are building. I'm very glad to see that. That will help matters significantly. So that looks great, and all of these RGO constructions are proceeding apace. We'll continue to build up a couple of these every single month until we're all done. We can actually get another one going. Perfect. So that all looks glorious. In fact, this is very, very good in general. We need to not be in the Axum market here. Just in any market. And parliamentary traditions, we gain 10% support in Parliament. Okay. That doesn't really help us, but that's fine. We'll expand a couple more of these RGOs, and things are looking great as far as that goes. How are we doing on our economy? 342 compared to 381. So we're definitely catching up with Somalia economically, and I'm glad to see that. We see a lot of investment going in right now, and that is great. I'm going to continue to do the economic investment right now. I'm not currently planning on replacing these infantry or recruiting the cannon for a little while, mostly because I want to let these barracks get finished and populate in and let our manpower build up a little bit, because we're going to need it. So that is absolutely fine. For now, of course, we will continue to build some of these RGOs, and let's do exactly that. There we go. There's a bunch more. And we now have access to Cavaliers. My question is, does the game want us to upgrade our Lancers to Cavaliers? It does not. Okay, so that's noted. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to probably max out all of our RGOs at this construction rate. I think it's very, very likely that we'll get that maxed out next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Silo K, The Omniscient, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Punching the Microphone, Nick Smarty, The Lounge STL, Spock, Moonfall, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.